That's Butter Wouldn't Melt, playing a tune from their new album, Where the Roots Grow Deep. Now, the band has grown from a duo to a quartet since we last saw them. Andrea and Nick are now joined by Mars Connolly on double bass and Kara Brasted on fiddle. Here they all are, with Kara joining in from Quebec, of all places.
I'm Kara, and I play the fiddle with Butter Wouldn't Melt, and I'm so glad that we get to be here.
Yay! Okay, guys.
Yay!
Hi, I'm Maz. I play bass.
And I'm Andrea. I play guitar and sing.
Yep.
And I'm Nick, and I play guitar and sing also.
All right. And who are your fluffy friends?
This is Archie, the sausage dog. And this is Studio Dogs, and this is Gizmo.
All right. So have the dogs been present through the making of the whole record?
Yeah, it made it quite tricky to record sometimes, but
Yeah, I can
they
imagine.
got a lot better at it.
You have a really good take, and then suddenly there's tip-tappies across the tiles. But, it's worth it.
The joys of home recording. Very good. All right. So the album is Where the Roots Grow Deep. It's just out today, really, isn't it?
Yeah, today.
All right. Yeah, there you go. And so what are you going to do the rest of the day once you're done yammering with me?
We're going to have a little bit of a jam party with our friends and have some people around to play some music to celebrate and video call Kara in since she can't be here.
Oh. And where are you, Kara?
I'm currently in North America. I'm actually in Quebec at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. That's a long way away.
Skipping out on a little bit of winter and enjoying summer.
Wise move. It's freaking freezing here.
With it. The weather's terrible.
Okay, so this is your second album, and I have a copy of the vinyl, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
And so tell me how it started to get its genesis, if you will.
So we recorded our first one a while ago, right? It was sort of a lockdown COVID era type of album. There was a lot of those. And we didn't do anything for quite a few years after that because we weren't exactly sure which direction we wanted to go. But we met Mars and we met Kara, and really it was getting them on board, the fiddle and the double bass, that really kind of shaped what this album was going to be.
Okay.
And it sort of started maybe at the end of last year. We started playing with them.
Okay.
And we kind of had some songs. You always have songs that you've written that are laying around, but they really started to take shape, with their addition, and it grew pretty naturally from there.
Okay.
We noticed we had two really distinct types of songs that we were writing, and so we kind of started to group them, and that's how this album was born.
What two distinct types are they?
So we have a more sort of country Americana sort of major like sort of sound, much more traditional kind of sounding stuff,
right?
Which is this album. And then we have some much more kind of
moody,
darker stuff that we do as well.
Right.
Which will be our next album.
Which we'll be putting into the next album. So it was quite helpful to be able to separate those two.
Gotcha. And so it'd be fair to call some of what you do at least bluegrass or country style or whatever. Yeah. And I know you guys went and saw Billy Strings up here in Austin.
Yeah.
So it must have made you feel good to see a stadium or a room the size of Spark Arena full of fans who enjoy that kind of music. Do you feel that there's kind of you're riding a wave at the moment?
No, we're got to figure out how to get our music out to everyone in the stadium somehow. Should have been out there busking.
Yeah. It's weird, these trends of what becomes sort of popular, because it's not like that music wasn't there. I mean, Billy Strings has been playing, releasing stuff for a long time now. So it's really interesting. Was it really cool to see someone playing especially when they gathered around a single mic.
Yeah, that was
playing
really
on a single mic in a
in a stadium.
is pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't seen that in New Zealand before.
Mm.
Yeah, no, okay. All righty. And is that some of what you do as well? Do you kind of you like to gather around a single mic when you do your shows? Yep.
Yeah, that's our favorite.
Do you want to talk about that, Kara? I think Kara's enjoys it the most. So.
All right, Kara, tell us why.
Well, I like being able to hear what everyone else is doing kind of live in my ear.
Right.
And when you're crowded around a mic, I just feel like it has that really natural sound. And I've been told that I play more freely when I'm playing around that. And I think it's because I don't feel like I can gauge how much sound I can put into the mic or not. And I think it's mostly just that I like to be really close to them.
Wow.
So when we have the one mic, we're kind of huddled in and it feels sort of more natural, like how we'd actually be jamming
Right.
and playing together and practicing together. So just feels more natural to me.
This could be the dumbest question. Are you able to play and sing at the same time? The fiddle?
I am working on it, and it's not a dumb question because I think it is a struggle for every fiddle player until they actually figure out how to do it. It's not a natural feeling, but it's definitely something that I aspire to.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
And Mars, what have you got to say on the subject?
Well, I think, as a bass player, sometimes it's pretty easy to disappear into the back of the stage somewhere. And we've experimented with a few different layouts. And like depending what the venue can give us, the size of the stage, things like that. But I think I definitely agree with Kara. Like the sound is just so much more us. When we loosely, because I'm not all huddled up there up the front, but I'm still comfortably within that space. And yeah, the sound is just so much more genuine.
Right.
Yeah.
All righty. All right. Now, in addition to the album coming out on vinyl, you've made all these cards and booklets, and there's all sorts of wild stuff.
Oracle cards.
Oracle cards. Tell me what that's all about, because that's pretty hardcore. There's one for each song on the record, right? And there's 10 songs.
There is. Yeah. So both me and Kara are quite artsy sort of people as well. So we've like to bring that part of who we are into what we do. So one of the things that I like doing is creating art pieces. So I made an art piece for each of the different songs. And one of the things that we like to do on tour sometimes for a bit of fun, this is kind of how it started, was that we would do oracle cards to like see how the show was going to go, what our day was going to be like, just like a silly bit of fun before we went on.
Right.
And it started with Lara from Tour Folk. She got us into it, and I was just like, it'd be so cool if we had like our own oracle cards. So because we'd be working on all these different artworks, we decided to make our own pack. So oracle cards are a bit like tarot cards for those who haven't heard of oracle cards, but basically, yeah, there's one for each song, and then there's a little booklet that goes with it. So it's like a set of cards. So you select a card, and you're like, okay, I've got this song today. Yeah, and then so you open the booklet to that song, and it's got a little story about the song. It's got a little affirmation for your day, something to maybe think about. But then for the practical minds amongst you, it also has lyrics and chords so that you can learn the songs as well.
Okay. All right. All right. And you just did a 13th-day tour throughout the country. So what did that tell you about what's out there and what you should be doing and how you should be approaching what you're doing and who your fans are, that kind of thing?
It went a lot better than our first album tour.
There was during COVID.
Which made it tricky. But there was a lot of people came out. We had pretty full venues everywhere we went. And huge range in age of people at these gigs as well. Especially coming from the folk scene, a lot of the venues you can end up going to, like these folk clubs and stuff, they were made a long time ago, and the people there can be on the older end of sort of the population. But yeah, all kinds of ages coming out to these shows. We went all the way down to Gore and played at the Tussock Country Music Festival, which we hadn't done before, and that was really cool. That was pretty wild to see how big country is down there.
Oh yeah, that's country is king there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And being absorbed into that world, because me and Nick were folky children. Same with Kara, and not Mars quite as much, but like none of us were like country kids, but we really loved that genre. We just sort of play it within the folk music scene anyway.
Right.
So it was really cool to just be absorbed in this space where country is so big. It was really cool.
And they were hugely welcoming.
Welcoming.
They brought us in with open arms and treated us really well. We'll hopefully go back.
Yeah.
All right.
Planning for next year already.
Very
planning a little bit of an Australia tour as well.
Ooh, okay.
Taking it out of the country.
Yep. All right. Now let's talk about some of the songs on this record. It opens with Song for Maurice. I don't know who Maurice is, or Morris, you probably pronounce it. But it does seem to be kind of the title track, because there's the line about roots growing deep. So why is that the first track on the album, and what can you tell me otherwise about it?
My roots grow deep in the valley. My heart is always over the hill. From the little bank to the big finale, my children will all be standing still.
Well, it came about from our other musician friends, Sadie and Jay, who knew Maurice, who is a great guy he sadly passed away, from the Waikato region.
Right.
And he just loved planting seeds and plants and sharing them around with everyone he knew. He didn't sell them, he just like gave them away. And so there's just hundreds of thousands of plants all around the Waikato region, thanks to this guy. And we just thought he was pretty cool. Sadie and Jay thought he was pretty cool, wanted us to write a song about it. They're writing a song about him too. We thought the more songs, the better about Maurice.
All right.
And we just love how fun it is as well. I know that Kara absolutely loves playing the fiddle part on that one. It's one of her favorites.
Oh, really? Okay.
My favorite one.
Well, speaking of fiddle parts, I was curious about Take This to Forget, which has the fiddle kind of weaves in and out throughout the whole song, and I'm wondering how you work that out without getting in each other's way.
And they say, hey, take this to forget, but it always makes me blue, and I will give more than I could get just to make another
I would say that when we're working out who's going to be kind of taking the lead, that sort of gets worked out when we're initially playing the song and figuring out who is going to start the break, if we're going to trade off.
Right.
And I would say that's mostly between Nick and I. And I think that I've learned a lot by playing with Nick, because he has a really good understanding of keys and just a lot of music theory that I don't know. And so when I started playing with them, it was jamming. So we naturally had this kind of trade-off. But when we started figuring out with the album what to do, I think it was more of a thought out, like who's going to take these chords and who's going to take those chords. And so probably just started with the jam of the song and then continued from there. And the sort of weaving the fiddle in and out, I think we just wanted to have kind of a melody going in the background that would be a bit of an earworm. So
right.
we worked it out together, I would say. And sometimes Nick would like hum something to me, or Andrea would hum something to me, and then I'd work it out on the fiddle and maybe add a little, ornamental here and there. But yeah.
All right. And in general terms, when you're recording, are there a lot of takes, or do you kind of get it on one or two? Is there a lot of discussion, or is it more intuitive? What's the vibe like?
there's a mix of all of that.
Yeah.
So like certain
Some
songs
of
just
them
work
takes,
a
some of
certain
not.
way.
All right.
So one of the songs on the album, Kind, for example, I did extra takes, and we just ended up using the first live take
Right.
because like I just couldn't replicate what we did in the first take at all.
Emotion.
And it wasn't like a perfect take, in terms of like everything done amazingly. But it was the best.
Yeah, it just felt right.
So sometimes you only need one take, and I think it's really song and mood and timing dependent.
I also think
how you
that
feel.
is a really emotional song, Kind. And
Yeah.
I think that we came into it with really raw emotions. So that I think is part of the reason for me playing fiddle on it, why it was like the first take was the most meaningful and made the most sense.
I can see your eyes and how they glisten when you listen to the ringing of the ring. And your regrets ain't been forgotten, they keep knocking in your head just like a hammer to a nail.
You need to go at them again and again and again. And then sometimes it's because there's actually something not working about the song that you need to change.
Right.
And it just takes you a while to kind of figure that out sometimes.
Joy of home studio, we can do it as
Yeah.
many times as we want.
Nice. That takes some of the pressure off, doesn't it? And songwriting wise, are the songs written? Would I be able to tell who wrote what, or do you write together? How does the songwriting work?
It's very collaborative, so we don't particularly like put a label on who's written what as much, apart from the last one, which is Kara's song, which she brought to us, and we still like arranged it together, and we added harmonies and layers and shaped it and made it us. But yeah, I guess me and Nick kind of work on a lot of the songwriting together.
Right.
Nick is definitely the lyrical genius. I'm often the ideas girl.
All right, well, let's talk about Stars Hang Upside Down, because it kind of interesting production-wise. It fades up and kind of reprises the opening at the end and stuff like that. What can you tell me about it?
Where the stars are hang upside down, stars are hang upside down, windy skies and wild shores. Where the stars hang upside down, where the stars are hang upside down, stars are hang upside down, windy skies and wild shores. Where the stars hang upside down.
Well, the song was written when I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to be living in the Northern Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere, and thinking about, I mean, one of the first things I noticed when I moved to New Zealand when I was a kid with my family was that the stars were upside down. And after spending a lot of my adult life in New Zealand, when I come back to North America, I think, wow, the stars are upside down. So I wanted to kind of think about this and just think about kind of what it means to find home in multiple places. And maybe the stars will be upside down, but it's okay. And so when we were putting it into the album, we thought it would be kind of a good segue as well into, the other world that the other album will be. So because it is kind of talking about these two different worlds,
right,
where the stars are one way in one place and the other way in the other place.
Right. And it's definitely more musical than pondering whether the toilets flush in reverse order.
You know what? Maybe that's a good idea for the next album.
There you go. I'll be afraid to open the pouch that comes with that one, though, but there you go. So, Kara, are you from Quebec, or are you from somewhere else in North?
No, I'm from Oregon.
Oregon,
and,
okay.
Grew up partially in Oregon and partially in New Zealand,
right,
and have kind of been back and forth throughout my whole life. So, yeah, I'm just temporarily in Quebec for a trip, but came to the US mostly for the US summer,
right,
and am heading back to New Zealand in the start of October to rejoin the band.
There you go. And what's going to happen when you get back there? What are you going to do? More gigs, more recording? What?
Yeah,
Yep.
we have been talking lots of gigs and also lots of recording. So, and some songwriting too. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have big plans, I would say. And
All the above.
yeah.
All right. Because the
Busy.
second album you kind of referred to is coming out next year. Is it recorded or is it just something in your head at this time?
About half of it's recorded.
Okay.
And then so we got the other half to record when she gets back.
Yep. Okay.
We've written a lot of the songs for it, but there's definitely a few that we want to collaborate on, and yeah, a couple more to add in.
All righty. And one other song that I thought we'd touch on is The Way It Used to Be. It seems to have kind of a mindset about it. What can you tell me about that?
I am the son of a sinner, and the sins of the Father fall on me. I spent my life trying to make things right, but the sins keep following me.
I wrote that song about one of Andrea's family members so imagine, I'll just kind of make it general. Imagine there's two brothers. They both come from kind of a not great upbringing with not great examples around them, perhaps.
Right.
One does really well and one does not well in terms of kind of where they end up later in life and the choices that they've made and stuff like that. Anyway, I was talking to the brother that had kind of made the most of the situation kind of thing.
Yep.
And he had told me that his main goal in life, his only goal really was to just make things better for his kids than he had it. And people often, you hear statements like that, but he said it in a way that was just like he had never heard that before. It was just a genuine thought from his own head, right? Like you don't really hear it as sincere as that, you know.
Gotcha.
And so it just really inspired me to put that in a song. And it was nice to have a song that wasn't about a disaster or people dying or like, you know.
That's the next album, isn't it?
It's just about being a good dad. It was just like there's probably not that many songs about being a good dad out there. So yeah.
All righty.
That's where it came from, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. All righty. And do the songs change shape when you perform them, or they pretty much remain what they are laid down in vinyl?
Pretty much stay the same, really.
Yep.
We try to you know, sometimes
the solos
may change and the fills change a bit. And we've played around with some kind of slightly different intros or something like that, but largely they stay the same.
All right. Very good. All righty. So when do you think that next record's going to be out? What part of 2026?
Depends how long it takes to write those last couple of songs and get it recorded, I guess.
All right. Yep. All right.
Day by day.
Okay. And when do you think you'll be back in Auckland playing? Have you got plans for that?
Oh, we don't have any set dates yet, but we'll definitely be setting up another tour for next year. We might be at Auckland Folk Festival.
Oh, good.
Just going anyway. We don't know whether we'll be guests or not, but you never know. That's probably our next time in Auckland.
I'm sure we'll play in Auckland this summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Speaking of summer, Kara's at least enjoying it. She's a smart
No,
I'm sending you all some sun and warmth. I'm like too warm right now, so I'm just sending that to you virtually.
If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram and wherever you find your podcasts. There's a whole lot more to discover.